Hello everybody, welcome to Destiny of Cards. Today we'll be doing a deck profile of the new Nova Grippler's Victor attribute deck. Yes, so now Victor has gained more cards that can be boosting the deck itself with the new keyword for the Nova Grippler's Rush. So basically this card is going to be our new starter for this deck. So its skill is at the end of the battle that this card boosts, you can pay the cost, which is called the +1, move this card to the soul. If you do, choose one your other rear guard, stand it, and that unit power plus 2000. So basically this is a very good card during the battle phase that you can actually stand another unit. So this new Victor deck is about multiple attack. So this card allows you to pressure your opponent with one more attack. You may choose when you want to, so long you have the GB1. Now we move on to the Strike Zone. The deck runs 2 copies of Meteor Kaiser Tribute. So this card is basically when a unit is stand by a card effect, you may pay the cost. If you do, that unit power plus 2000, and then later choose one of your opponent's rear guard with power equal or less than the power of that unit that stand and retire it. So this is basically just retiring your opponent's unit. So you can combo quite a lot. For example, you can combo with this card. So and many other cards in the deck that you can actually combo with for the destruction power. So Tribute has now become kind of more or less like a staple card for the Meteor Kaiser attribute, Nova Gripper deck, especially the Victor build. Next, we run 2 copies of Meteor Kaiser Victor Plasma. So this card is your old standard of the deck. So basically when during the main phase, you may pay the cost called the +2, then Persona Flip itself face out. And then if the number of cards in your G zone is 2 or more, you gain the follow ability. At the end of the battle that this card attack, you may pay the cost, which is discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do stand this card, do take note, when you pay the cost of the main effect, which is the main phase effect, you have dry check -1. So yeah, so this is like a very the typical like DOTA, yeah. So it's just that you can discard any 2 cards. Now we move on to the new cards of the deck, or the new strike card, which is Meteor Kaiser Victor. Yes, Victor has now become a strike unit. So basically the skill is during your main phase, you may pay the cost. And it's a once button. Persona Flip itself face out. So and you gain the following 2 ability. One is where this unit's attack hit the Vanguard, choose one of your rear guard and stand it, and then unit power plus 5000. For this effect, it's basically something like V10. Yeah, so you can actually use this card during your first strike, but it's up to you because it's not recommended. Because we do want it for the second effect, which is GB3. When this card attack the Vanguard, choose one of your rear guard and stand it, and the unit power plus 5000. So yeah, so for the second effect, you do not need to hit so long you attack the Vanguard. You can stand 1 unit and the unit power plus 5000. However, the first effect is like V10. When you use the attack hit the Vanguard, you stand 1 rear guard and that unit power plus 5000. So it's a double stand card if you attack hit and during your GB3. So both of them each power plus 5000. Now we move on to the great trio of the deck. Firstly, we run 4 copies of Extreme Battle, then Shark. So it have a rush ability. So the rush ability GB1 skill is when this card is stand by a card effect, you gain the following effect. When this card's attack hit the Vanguard, you may pay the cost called the +1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guard that have power equal or less than this card's power and retire it. So it's your destruction card of this deck. And the good thing about this card is a GB1 rear guard effect instead of a Vanguard. However, this card do have a Vanguard skill. When this card is right onto the Vanguard, you may pay the cost, which is called the +1, so +1. If you do, check top 5 of your deck, and then add one card with Rush ability, add to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So this is your filtering mechanism. So you can add cards such as this card itself or any other card that we're going to show you with the Rush ability into your hand. Yeah, so it's a very good free adding, which is not every card in this deck is Rush, but however it's useful if you do get one. Next, we run 4 copies of course, since it's a Victor deck, of course we need Victor itself. So this card run 4 copies of Victor. So the GB2 skill is when this card attack the Vanguard, choose one of your Vanguard, stand it power plus 5000. This card also get 5000 power, so it's both unit get 5000. So yeah. So the next effect is upon strike skill. When this card strike, you gain the following effect. When your Vanguard declare an attack, you may pay the cost called the +1. If you do, choose one of your Vanguard, stand it, and the unit power plus 5000. During the turn, you can use this effect again. So yep, so this is a very good combo with, especially with its so-called cross strike. Yeah, so it's a triple stand. Now we move on to the grade 2 of the deck. Firstly, we run 4 copies of the new card from the deck as mentioned. So when this card is called the Record Circle, you may pay the cost. Of course, you must have a Victor Vanguard in order for you to do so. So if you do, which is card +1, so +1, during this turn, you gain 2000 power and the following power effect. When these cards attack the Vanguard, choose one your other rearguard, stand it, and the unit power plus 5000. So this is a once per turn effect, and the good thing about this effect is you do not need to have the attack hit. Next, we run to the 4 main powerful boosting card of this deck. Okay, so this basically most of this card also the restanding rearguard effect have power plus 5000. So this further up the power. When this card is stand by a card effect, power plus 5000 until end of turn. So imagine you have this card standing this card, so it give him 5000, itself stand and get 5000, so it's a 10,000 boost. Or even with Victor itself, either Victor, the strike or the non-strike, you gain another bonus 5000 power, making a 10,000. Without boost, it's a 19,000. Lastly, we run 3 copies of this card. So this card is also a rush card, similar to earlier on. We already showed you Dan Shark, which is a rush. So this is one of the cards that you can add to your hand. So basically this card is when this card is standby card effect, you gain the following skill until end of turn. When this card's attack hit the Vanguard, counter charge 1, and soul charge 1. So you inflict 1 damage and you gain 1 soul, which is quite useful because some of the card here we do need the soul for itself. So this is another pressure card when it stands. Now we move on to the grade 1 of the deck. We run 3 copies of this new card from GBT06. So if you have a Victor Vanguard and another unit in the same column as this card's stand, that unit gain the following effect. So when this card stand by a card effect, you gain the following effect. Choose 2 units and those units get 4000 power. So it's a very good boosting power. So this card give boost power to your other rearguard. So it's a 4000, 5000, yep, or basically making power based plus standing mechanism in this deck. Next, we run 4 copies of the striped folder. So this card is basically when this card is called the rearguard from your hand. You may reveal a grade 3. If you do, search your deck for a card with Victor in its card name, add to your hand, and discard a card. And of course, this is a strike photo, so when you strike, it plus 2 grade, so it's a grade 3 strike. Next, we run 2 copies of Claydol Mechanic. So this is your unflipper. So when this card is called the Vanguard Circle, if you're a Nova Grappler Vanguard, counter charge 1. We have Kuma the Destroyer, which is a card with rush ability, so it's like your attacker also. So when this card is standby card effect, you gain the following effect. When this card attack, you get 5,000 power. So it's 7,000 plus 5,000, 12,000 attacker when you get restand. So if you further stand by a Victor or other card effect that give the power is 5,000 5,000, which is a 10,000, making it a 17,000 attacker. Next, run 4 copies of the Perfect Guard, the new Perfect Guard from GBT06. So basically this card have the similar effect except that it doesn't have a counter charge. However, it gains another skill which is very useful, especially if you are visiting Dimension Pulleys. So it have a Sentinel effect. It also have another effect, which is when this card is called the Guardian Circle, if you have this card in your drop zone, you can choose one Vanguard and the unit gain the effect. You may pay the cost. When your Vanguard is being attacked, you may pay the cost. Color plus 1, move that card to the Guardian Circle in rest position, and then that unit have 10,000 power, which is a 15,000 shield. So this card is a very useful card, especially you are visiting Dimension Police. However, you can choose to use the previous Kanzen, which is your Kanzen Unflipper, if you do want. If you think that you do need the counter charge instead of having more defensive power. Lastly, we'll move on to the trigger layout. Firstly, we run 4 hue triggers. And we run 4 crit. So that's your 8 vanilla. And another crit, which is your new critical trigger from GBT06. So basically, this is your power up card, another power card. So when your Vanguard attack, if it have a Victor in its card name, you may pay the cost, which is move this card to your soul. If you do, draw a card and that unit plus 5,000 power. And lastly, we run Energy Go. So Energy Go have the effect of when this at the end of this the battle that this unit boosts, choose one of your other Vanguard, stand it, and that unit and return this card to your deck. So basically, this is like returning your stand trigger so that you can stand another time. So yeah, so if you notice that this deck run on, it crits for stand and for heal. So we hope that you enjoy today's deck profile of the new Victor deck. And this is going to be the new standing Vanguard deck, which is a multiple attack deck, and you can actually attack and again with the vigorous card effect that allow you to return your Vanguards. However, there's of course a deck disadvantage against destruction deck or locking deck, which disable your attacks. However, this deck is quite a fun deck to play with, and you can try out yourself one day if you do get the cards that you need for the new Victor deck. We hope that you enjoy today's deck profile of the updated Nova Grappler's Victor deck. If you do like to see any other decks profile that we are going to prepare, do stay tuned too, as we are going to show you more showcase of the deck profiles from the other clans of this new set. So yeah, as you all requested, we will be doing as much as we can for the GBT06 decks such as Shadow Paladins, Neo Nectos, Grand Blues, and Pure Moon. So do stay tuned until next time. Do like and share this video, and do comment in the comment section if you do have any comment. Until next time, do give our thumbs up. Goodbye.